at your schools?
Essay writing was great, actually. I got, well, the activities first off lay out like a really good way for you to like brainstorm how to do it, and I actually did the brainstorming for a little part. It was very difficult for me to find a good Common App essay. I kind of struggled with whatever I was going to write for about a solid 2-3 months. And I never really started writing until like November, which is, you apply in December. So it was a little stressful for my essay writing additional, which I had like 5 AP classes during that time and a bunch of extracurriculars that I was like getting started with. So essay writing got kind of pushed back to the back burner because I already had everything else. I already had the resumes from before. I already had all the list of my activities, all the service hours, all the things I needed to fill out an application except for the essays. So then I pushed those a little to the back burner. But when I actually started, Mr. Wynn was very helpful in all of my essays and going back and forth and helping me review and edit ideas and grammar and just trying to shape myself to what each college wanted. I remember the Common App was the most difficult one, but for the supplementals, we always like looked at the mission statements and we always looked at what the college really wanted in terms of, and then so then I would shape the essay to that sort of application.
May I ask if your counselors or teachers ever mention the kind of prompts and things you should look at in writing your essay that Mr. Wynn and the college planning folks did?
Catering it towards, if my teachers told me my teachers never told me to cater it towards the college or cater towards what they wanted or cater towards what their mission statement was, like what they were looking for in a student. They never told me any of that. The only thing my teachers told me were like, here are the Common App prompts, write something. So otherwise, they didn't, there was no supplementals, there were no extra guidance. If I went into this blind, I probably would have procrastinated to the last minute and written like a terrible essay. So honestly, school would not have prepared
Talk
me.
about the challenges.
So we were talking
Oh,
about
that
palatable
doesn't
versus extraneous. So the first time I wrote an essay and I sent it to Mr. Wynn and it came back and I couldn't see white on the page anymore because it was all red. All the margins were filled in with different things. I was like, I don't know what to do. So there were too many things, in my opinion, to fix. So I started over and I wrote a new essay. And I sent that in. Same thing came back. So we're reaching the extraneous field now. We've taken 2 steps and we're getting to that point. And then I sent a couple more and they came back kind of red. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to submit. And that's what I did. I think that was the big thing.
Okay. And Lauren, what about you?
I think my first little instance of trust came from me opening the activities and looking and saying, these actually make sense, and they're kind of like, they're palatable, and they're easy to understand, and I can do them if I take the time to look at them. And so that was the little first part. And the second part was when I was applying to diversity weekends, and actually what I wrote got me in. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense, because I sent off I sent off like 3 of the applications with this one essay that Mr. Wynn did not like whatsoever, and I was like, they're okay, and then I got rejected from all 3 of those. And then I sent one that Mr. Wynn did like, and I got in. So I was like, okay, I see, I get it. I probably should trust this. And so then I did. My essay writing wasn't necessarily as red or as bad as yours was, but they were still it was still a very lengthy discussion. A very like draft 47 type lengthy discussion about essays. And the student testimonials don't hurt, and they're true. And I would have never thought I would be going to a liberal arts college on essentially a full ride, which I didn't have to work for. It was just because like it's need based, and I didn't I never pictured that. I never thought that was a thing, and I always thought that I had to go and look up the colleges with like the full ride scholarships and I do this merit weekends, whatever. But I never would have thought that was happening. So student testimonials are kind of true.
Very good. So now that